So, what is my motivation to work out? Now, some people have, different motivations. Some of them is like for health, to live a longer life, you know, mental well being, all these good stuff. I have a little bit of more of a selfish reason. Back in the day, I used to just want to be strong, built tough, because I wanted to protect myself from my dad. All right. As a kid, like growing up in a Chinese household, bro, I used to get beat all the time. Like, all the time, bro. And I was a bad kid. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bad kid. Like, getting in trouble all the time, skipping classes all the time. Well, not classes, like after school. I wouldn't skip like actual class. I was terrified because they always talked about this permanent record, bro. Like, I really thought that was a thing. Shit, now I know. Permanent record's a joke, not a real thing. All right, but yeah, I really gained that motivation to work out from the constant bullying that I endured my whole life, right? First, it was at home by my father, right? He would beat me all the time. One time he beat me because I scared him in a prank. Like, it was mad funny. I was like hiding in the closet with my sister, right? He was like rummaging through the closet, whatever, and then he didn't realize we were there, right? And then after a while, we jumped out and said, "Boo!" We scared him. He scared the shit out of him. But then he got so upset that we scared him, he chased after me and then beat the shit out of me just for scaring him in a prank. Like, what the fuck? In America, cannot do that, right? But what am I supposed to do? Send him to jail? Bro that has no papers. He would get deported right away. Like, that's what he did to me. That was straight up, like, abuse, straight up violence. I didn't like it at all. My sister was smart. She ran and hid in the room, even though she was also accomplice to the crime. But it wasn't really a crime. But she's smart. She ran away. But I got my ass beat by him. He had to take it out on somebody. He beat the shit out of me. I mean, the shit out of me, and nobody there to protect me, right? So imagine that, like a little kid and a grown ass man, just wailing on you, right? So it's like I had to protect myself. I had to get stronger. The what motivation is there besides survival? Like, yeah, like health, longevity, fitness goals, whatever, right? But like, I gotta survive. Might not even make it to tomorrow with this kind of abuse. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of like mindset that I had to adopt at a really young age, right? Just like get strong so I don't get beat up anymore, or even if I do get beat up, it won't hurt as much. That's kind of like how I processed it, and that was throughout my life. And then when I went into middle school, I was a very shy, timid boy, right? Even in elementary school, I was a very shy, timid boy, and then I got bullied again in middle school. This kid named Paul, you know. Shout out to him, Paul. We made amends, even though he fucking made my middle school life a middle living hell. But that was the past, and we both adults now. I'm just happy like he got his karma. Bro is still the same height as he was in middle school. I'm pretty happy about that. I grew maybe like 3, 4, 5 inches. He didn't grow at all, so he got his karma. I'm not gonna complain, right? I don't know what he's up to right now, but he's probably living his best life. The little short king. Shout out to you, Paul. But yeah, when he bullied me, that was more motivation to get stronger too. Like I was strong at that point already. Like, in gym class, there was like we had the rope thing. I was the only kid in class able to climb the whole rope all the way to the top, touch the top bar, and then come down. And those gym ceilings, they're very high. So I was like a beast back then, bro. Like, literally, no one could touch me, bro. I was freaking nasty at climbing rope. It was mostly because I was at the park all the time, doing monkey bars and all that stuff, pulling myself up. So I was just really good at like upper body movements, and I also feel like that created like a type of mindset where I didn't even need to um, work out just to look good, right? It was more to just survival, right? If it's become survival, then it's like you have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't do it, you'll eventually die. So that's kind of like the approach that I took, right? And I feel like that circumstance is very unique to me, but you can turn it into the circumstance for you too, right? Let's say, for example, you're an obese guy, right? And you've never worked out before, and you really want to get started. How do I use Stefan's life lessons to motivate me to work out? Like, I don't have somebody trying to beat me up. I don't have somebody to assault me, right? Like that, you're not gonna find that. So what do? Well, what you can do is you can play mind games, right? You can play little tricks on yourself to convince yourself that you are in danger, or go out and find some danger, right? If you're coddled at home all the time, you're not gonna find any danger. You go out there in the real world, and you're a punk, or just come to New York City. You'll get a little wake up call, you know. But yeah, finding the motivation to work out, it's not easy. But when you have a good reason to, you'll work out, right? But you have to find that good reason to. Okay. Mine was just survival. Now, there are other reasons, like later down the line, that I developed. It wasn't always just to protect myself. Later down the line, like in high school, I was pretty much, I'm good now. Like once I made it to high school, I'm freshman year, sophomore year, I'm pretty much as tall as my dad at this point, right? I'm not worried about him beating me. I could put up a good fight now. So it wasn't my motivation at that point anymore, right? So high school came around, not worried about getting beat by my parents anymore. So what's my motivation to work out? Boom, I gotta find a new one, right? So what is my new motivation to work out? Come on, come on, you know, you know. All right, it's to impress the ladies. All right, come on now. You know you're gonna try to get the muscle for the ladies, and that really should be a pretty big motivation, right? For the most part, like I at that point, like I never even kissed a girl, right? Let alone like hold hands or been on a date with a girl. I did have a girlfriend, but like it was just like on paper, like oh we're boyfriend or girlfriend. You know, it was like a little Facebook. We changed our status. Like it was not a real boyfriend girlfriend relationship. We never even like talked in person. Fucking ridiculous back in the day. I still think about this all the time. Like it's so funny. Like I asked this girl to be my girlfriend. She said yes, and we never talked in person. All we did was change our Facebook status. That was it. Oh man, freshman me, man, so cringe. I still think back at it and just laugh. It's just hilarious. I'm such a like dork. Honestly, I was such a fucking dork. And she liked me too. Like she seemed like she really liked me. And I thought I liked her too. She was pretty cool, but I just never talked to her because I was such a pussy. I was just being honest. But yeah, that was really my motivation, like to get big, to get muscles, and then like that helped me build confidence, right? Just like in a better being in a better temple, right? Being in a better shell of a body, right? Because in my old previous body, I was a skinny, frail, malnourished kid, right? But now I'm a little muscular, right? I got some definition in my shoulders, right? A little bit wider shoulders, a little definition in my chest. You know what I'm saying? Like just these little things, they add up and they build you into a more respectable man. Okay, so that was kind of like the next level of motivation that I was able to um, develop, and I honestly think that that was a pretty good motivation. You know, like just to get you into the door of the gym, that's good enough motivation for me at least. Right? You could probably try the same thing, like just think in your head, like, oh, how am I supposed to get a baddie? If I'm at the in my home, am I gonna be able to get a baddie? If I stay at home scrolling on TikTok or Instagram Reels, whatever it is, I'm just wasting time. Will this help me get a baddie? If I hit the gym right now and I work on my body and get six pack, will that get me a baddie? I think that one will get me a baddie. So you have to remember, like, what are the actions that will lead you to get the outcome that you want, right? So just think about that, okay? And moving forward, fast forward a few years now, right? Now I'm able to work out. I have a strong, solid body, right? I have a abs. I have a good chest. I have a good butt or whatever. I don't know what girls look at, but I have a good physique basically for women to fall in love with. Now, what is my motivation now? Okay, so at this point, my motivation is zero. I have no motivation, right? Because now you have everything you wanted, right? You have a girl now, right? You can get girls. Now you are able to actually protect yourself. No motivation there, right? So what do we do? You know, the two main motivations that I had in the past completely gone, right? So to be honest, that's when I fell off, right? That's when I actually had no motivation to work out, right? and it's not good, right? Just to work out based on motivation, you should have the discipline to work out already, right? Having motivate, like having that daily regimen of working out already. I didn't have that. I just did it here and there, once in a while, whatever. If I worked out, okay. If I did it, okay, whatever. Right? It wasn't the end of the world, right? I needed it. For me, I should have been more rigid, but I wasn't as rigid. Kind of like whatever did, but I still got results. Not the best results, but still got results. If I took nutrition a little more serious, it would have been a little bit better, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, I had no motivation. There's literally no motivation anymore. So how do we get more motivation at that point? You really can't. Honestly, really can't. If you have no motivation and you can't find motivation, you can't really do anything about it, right? But you, what you can do is create a circumstance where you can get motivated. Right? I don't encourage this to most people, but like this might eventually happen to you where, you know, you're heartbroken, right? You're you're in the best shape of your life. You meet an amazing girl that you fall in love with. Now you're in love. You're in paradise. I call it the honeymoon phase, right? Now you're going through the honeymoon phase. Everything's nice and dandy, and one day, she breaks up with you. Right now, you go separate ways. Now, that was my next level of motivation, right? So this is actually when I gained the most weight, right? When I actually put on some actual muscle, actual size, right? It was when I was like sophomore year. I fell in love with this like Korean girl that I was going to college with, and we became boyfriend and girlfriend actually for like a few days. And then she contacted me a few days later. She was like, "Yo, I think we should break up. I just got out of a relationship, um, and I was really upset about that. But there's a big but. She was like, we could still hang out, this and that, whatever, right? So we actually continued hanging out, and we became like friends with benefits. So we just like kept seeing each other on the side. She kept doing her thing, but with friends with benefits, there's always one person that gets hurt. For me, it was this guy. This guy, right? So that's when the next wave of heavy, heavy motivation came, right? Because before that, it was for survival. That's heavy motivation. The next one was to get some females, another heavy motivation, right? And now I had no motivation for a while, and then, right? Don't get me wrong. I was still going to the gym, right? I'm just like maintaining at this point, but I wasn't like going hard. I was still hitting my reps, hitting my sets, right? Getting new PRs, still doing my thing. Um, but it wasn't to the extent where I was like after she broke my heart, basically. Right? I was a completely different beast. Fucking super disciplined, never missing a day, taking nutrition like an absolute monster. Like I was diabolical by how I was training and how I was counting my macros. I was really going nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like I actually took it like it was my life depended on it, right? Because at that time, my motivation was, yo, I'm gonna get so freaking big. I'm gonna get so freaking handsome and successful. Like she wishes she could be with me now. You know, like she gonna regret even thinking about being with other dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like that was kind of like the new mindset, the new frame that I had to adopt, and it was a really good way to help me reach my goals, which was like gaining weight, getting bigger in size and strength. And yeah, that was like a pretty good way for me to work out more often, right? So that these are like the three things that, you know, that's really my motivation to work out. Um, Nowadays, I still use that last one the most part, right? Because I've had my fair share of girlfriends, and I continuously want to improve myself because one day they will regret it. Not today, okay? Not tomorrow. Not a month from now. Maybe not a year from now. But one day, you can't take it too harshly on yourself. But you have to keep making daily steps towards your goal, right? Because if you are actually working out, working on yourself, you're on an upward trajectory. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna go up, right? You continue to improve your life and all the aspects. You're going up. Most likely, her, she's on her downward trend. She's getting older, right? She's probably gaining more weight. probably stuck at the same job. She's probably on a downward trend, honestly. And don't let it get to you, you know? Don't let it get to you. Just continue moving forward. Continue making small steps towards a worthy goal, right? For me, it was working out to get into the best shape of my life. For you, it could be working out. It could be making money. But for this video, we're talking about working out and finding some motivation for that. So I highly encourage you to find a good source of motivation. But if you don't, just have that discipline where, you just work out anyway, That's what I really recommend if you want to get in shape, right? Just discipline. But motivation really helps, right? If you have that anchoring, for me, maybe you don't know. Honestly, I keep saying but maybe you don't know. But for me, I'm gonna tell you, for example, right? There was this time where, like, very early on during a breakup, right? There was just like this burning hate in my freaking body, bro. Like, I can't explain it, but like something about being able to just like mentally put yourself in a state where like you're thinking about your ex and then thinking about them with another person, and then just getting that like fuel, like enraging you basically, you know that was that was pretty much how I felt. Like every time I was working out, like I would try to put myself in that state, which is not healthy, but it did help me reach like new heights, made me much stronger than I normally would be, right? It's like it's better than pre-workout, to be honest. Like, it'll get you pumped, it'll get your heart racing. Like sometimes, like what I'll do is I'll do some mental imaging, right, in the gym. I'll literally sit there, right, and just like I won't even play on my phone. I'll just literally sit there and just think about like what it would be like. Imagine her with another dude, holding hands, kissing, fucking, I'm gonna say like just really raunchy shit, like, and that would just get my fucking shit going. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, motherfucker, like, bro, because that shit happened, bro. Especially my friends with benefits, bitch. Like, she was definitely fucking around, bro. She was a hot bitch, but hot bitches, they really be doing the wild shit. Like, think about it. She's Korean. She got tats, freaking nice looking skin, nice looking face, petite body, bro. She was bang, bro. Moving on. Yeah, just like mental images, right? You really want to create a mental picture, something you fucking hate with a passion, like literally with a passion. Really mentally envision it, right? And then that will give you a mental picture, and then that will get you enraged, and then that will give you more power to do these lifts, right? That's what I recommend. That's what I do, right? That's my motivation to work out. I'm be honest. That's really my motivation. Like, yeah, okay, it's like stress relief. There's social connections I can make at the gym. These are just like additional things that came with it, and I don't mind it at all. But the main motivation, this is the main motivation. Like, that's what I'm talking about in this video. My motivation to work out was that. It's not like to meet people at the gym. Like, bro, like I could care less to see my friends at the gym. Like, it's nice, right? I'm not going there to see them though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going there to hang out. I'm going there to get myself super freaking pumped. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get freaking yoked. And then it's just like just putting yourself in that state of mind, right? Because it only like helps you, really, even though like for the moment you're so angry, later down the line, you after the workout, you're just like, you let it go. It was in your mind, now it's out of your mind, you move on, right? And then when you go back to the next workout the next day, do the same mental trick again, right? It's kind of like meditation, but the opposite. Instead of like letting thoughts come in and out, you let it fester and you make it worse, and then you let it enrage you. That's what I do. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little tips and trick video about my motivation to work out, right? These are just what I use. Like, what is my motivation? You can have a completely different motivation, but like I've had different ones throughout my lifetime, and the best one that I've used so far was this most recent one, which is just enraging yourself with visual hacks. So if you have any of your own motivations to work out, whatever you motivates you, comment down below what kind of motivations that you guys have to hit the gym. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Drop a thumbs up if you like. Peace.